Hi guys, I'm back up here with another daily motivational message for the collective. Remember, all messages are not for all, they're for some. Take what you need and leave the rest. As well as we got that slot open for personal readings if you feel guided or interested in purchasing one of those. You know what to do? DM me. We can get you set up. Come fuck with your girl, okay? As well as drop a comment down below. Love to hear from you guys to start the discussion. As well as let's go and share these vids, man. Let's get this divine knowledge out here for the collective so we all can get on one accord, okay? So I got a channel message that came through here on this little note card here. And also I got the book's like old, so like the pages are like breaking or like ripping out of the book. So we got a message for actually today's message from this devotional Bible that I have. But like I said, unfortunately, it's called Jesus Calling. Unfortunately, like you can tell your girl front back, you know. So right now, this is one of the pages I have. I have to put it back in the book, but yeah. So we got a message from that, okay? So, and we will be clarifying with the African tarot here, all right? To get this message, we got 4 cards, okay? All right, let's go and get it popping, okay? So the divine message, right? The motivational message to today is you gotta go dark. You gotta go dark, right? This is that type of energy when it comes to going dark. It's going into the shadow and going into a space where you're having to depend on God wholeheartedly, right? I don't give a fuck if it requires your business or your relationships or moving to a different state or leaving a person or getting with a person or whatever you're trying to do, whatever is on your business venture or your life's journey, right? You're going to have to, there's moments that you're going to have to go dark. Right? Going dark means when you're in the face of adversity, being able to be in the pit, right? Be in the fire and experience what God needs you to experience. And trust that whatever God told you is what's going to be so, right? This is that type of energy, not swaying from that ideology, not swaying from that promise that God has indwelled in you. Right? This is that type of energy, really embracing the dark and not being scared of the dark. Because most of us were scared of the dark, so we rather stay in the light, right? So this is that type of energy. We never really go. We remain shallow on the surface with one another or with ourselves in general, right? A lot of us don't like to go to the dark side, the dark parts of ourselves, and really look at those parts and analyze those parts and really listen to those parts. Because when your ego starts to fucking act the fuck up, it's looking for your attention to listen, right? So this is that type of energy in these moments in time here. It's about you really listening. Listen to yourself. Listen to the dark version of yourself and get an understanding on what's going on, right? But while you're in the dark, while you're experiencing adversity, while you're experiencing these different kind of things, God is there for you to reach your hand out and be like, look, I need you to guide me through this. Or scream your voice out and be like, God, I need you to fill me with the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding to get through this. I need you to indwell my mind. I need you to indwell my heart. I need you to control my tongue. I need you to guide my footsteps, right? Because God is always looking for God to come, right? For God to really work in your life, you're going to have to ask for it. You're going to have to physically ask for it, right? This is that type of energy doing that, right? All right, that's beautiful for this channel message. So let's get some more of this from this little, passage. It says, trust me with every fiber of your being. What I can accomplish in and through you is proportional to how much you depend on me, which that's true. How God can really work in your life is, it really does depend on the relationship that you have with God. That's why for this past week, we've been talking about building our relationship with God and building that intimacy with God, right? So this is that type of energy for you. You're going to have that spiritual strength when you're going through the dark, when you're going through the pits of quote unquote hell, when you're going through that 40 days, 40 nights mentality, when you're going through the valleys of the shadow of death. Is that what the saying is? I don't know. The dark valleys of the shadow. I don't know. But you know what I'm talking about, right? You're sometimes when you're going through shit, The only thing that you can muster up is a mustard seed size of faith and belief in your creator. Damn. And that's all God really needs. You need to believe in your source and be in connectivity with your source. Like it says, all you need to do is trust with every fiber in your being. What I can accomplish in you and through you is proportional to how much you depend on me, right? So it's proportional. It depends on how much you're willing to take that leap of faith with God and stay connected with God and follow God, right? It also says, one aspect of this is the degree to which you trust me in a crisis or major decisions, which that's true, man. When you going through the dark nights of the soul, when you're in that fight or flight mode, when you're in that I don't know, that shaky energy, I don't know what the season will bring, those brownie points count more when you're going through those moments than when shit is smooth sailing and when shit is good. That's why the saying, the message is you gotta go dark. You cannot be scared to go dark. Right? You can't just be in the light and love light and fuck with God when everything's okay. But when it gets dark out, you can't stand the motherfucking rain. Right? Right. Let's keep moving forward. Some people fail miserably here, while others are at their best in tough times. Another aspect is even more telling. The consistency of your trust in me. People who rely on me in the midst of adversity may forget about me when life is flowing smoothly. Let me repeat again. It says, people who rely on me in the midst of adversity may forget about me when life is flowing smoothly. Yes, which that's true, man. That's true, right? It's about you staying connected with your source. Despite, because most times when you're going through it, you know, it's God testing you to make sure this is what you want. When you're going through it, God is testing you to make sure this is what you want. Is this what you want? Right? Let me make sure, are you willing to do what is necessary and everything for it? Right? And if it's aligned with God's will, right, for your highest good, God will grant. Right? Right. Let's keep moving forward. Difficult times can jolt you into awareness of your need for me, which that's true. Because we've been talking about building that intimacy up with God. But in this case, not only when shit's going bad, but also when shit's going good. Also, making sure that relationship and keeping your spiritual hygiene, keeping the upkeep of your spiritual hygiene, right? Right. Let's keep moving forward. Whereas smooth sailing can, lull you into the stupor of self-sufficiency. I care as much about your tiny trust steps through daily life as much, let's read that again, I'm sorry. I care as much about your tiny trust steps through daily life as about your drastic leaps of faith, which is true. You may think that no one notices, but the one who is always beside you sees everything and rejoices. Consistently trusting in me is vital to flourish in my presence. I feel like I chopped that whole thing up, y'all. I'm sorry. Get the message, okay? This is Psalms 44, Psalms 56, 3 through 4, Psalm 62, 8, and Isaiah 26, 3 through 4. Yeah, the whole message, that whole passage has to do with trusting in your creator and where you're going. And a lot of times when it comes to building that trust, your trust muscle, your faith muscles, it requires you to go through the dark a lot, right? That's why this message is called Gotta Go Dark. Gotta go dark. To get to God and get an understanding of God and get an understanding of yourself and get an understanding of this journey in general, where you're trying to go. I don't give a fuck. Finances, business, career, love, spiritual growth, whatever you're looking for, right? You gotta go dark before you can get into the light, right? Right, yeah. With the moon, I can't make this shit up. You gotta go dark before you walk into the light, right? Because God's gonna have you walking by faith and not by sight. And it's going to seem a little shaky. It's going to seem like it's not what it's supposed to be. But this is that type of energy. It's about you keeping your vision and trusting in what God told you. If God told you this is so, then it's so. I repeat, if God told you that it is so, then it's so. Right? This is that type of energy in these moments in time. Do not allow the turmoil. Right? Once again, we talk about major crises. And major or crises in decision making. Damn, y'all. Don't let what you see in the physical reality scare you away from your dream, scare you away from your manifestations, scare you away from having faith in God and what God has told you. Right? You got to go through the dark before you can get to the light. You got to go through adversity before you get to the good stuff, right? This is that type of energy. Because when you're going through adversity with the Seven of Swords, that was the Tower card. We have the Moon in the Tower card, but now the Seven of Swords, right? When you're going through the dark, when you're going through the pits of hell, when you're going through adversity, when you're experiencing turmoil, when you're experiencing delay, all of that, you're learning so much about yourself with the Seven of Wands. I see the Seven of Wands, you now discovering who you are under pressure, right? This is that type of energy. This is like a type of power you didn't know, right? This is that type of energy also being real with oneself. Anything, being truthful and honest with oneself. When you go dark, you actually see who you are, right? And sometimes people, places and things, sometimes people can't handle that shit, to actually see you from a lens that is like true and authentic. So that being said, seeing where you dropped the ball at, seeing where you fucked up at, seeing where you made the wrong turn, etc., is being revealed to the collective, including myself, us, right? So this is that type of energy in these moments in time where it's about you really seeing where you're at right now and truly getting an understanding. And sometimes it's not what we want to see and feel and experience, right? Yeah. Because with the Six of Pentacles, or Pentacles, Swords, a lot of us in these moments in time are seeing, because, we came from a 7 to a 6. So you digress, right? This is digressing energy, right? Sometimes we have to digress and step back to see where we came from, right? I don't want to say digress, like digress, but I'm saying just step back and see where you came from. But with this digress for some as well, this has to do with actually seeing the fuck behavior that you be on, right? But the only way that you can see the fuck behavior that you be on is if you go dark. And you're going to have to trust God going through the dark, because some of the shit that God may or may not tell you, right? Or may tell you, let's say more like that. They might be some hard pills to swallow. Right? To really tell you about yourself. When you go to the dark, right? When it's dark, when you tap into the dark side, right? And when I say dark side, I don't mean no demonic shit when I say that. I'm just saying your shadow self, right? You start to see shit that you were refusing to see in the light. You start to see things and come into true understanding and one accord with oneself when you finally accept your dark side, right? Right. So to wrap this message, it has to do with trusting God when there's delay. Trusting God when God's shaking your life up with tower movements and shit. Trusting God that God is going to make do on what God said God going to make do on. Okay? And moving forward accordingly. Okay? All right. I think I'm going to leave it there. Remember, all messages are not for all. They're for some. Take what you need and leave the rest. As well as drop a comment down below. Let it hear from you guys and start the discussion. As well as let's go share these vids, man. Let's get this divine knowledge out here for the collective so we all can get on one accord, okay? I want you guys to have a good day, and bye-bye.